Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today, we're going to be, of course, reading out of the Old King James Bible, and we're going to be looking at some scriptures concerning the subject of where is wisdom found? Where is wisdom found? I'm going to share this screen with you right quick, and you can take a look at these scriptures that we're going to be going over. And but yeah, wisdom. Where is it found? Man, look up and down, left and right, back and forth, everywhere. But where is it found? Who knows where wisdom can be found? A wise man takes counsel. A wise man pays close attention to the word of God. A wise man do all of these things that the Lord asked that he tell us to do. He even keep his commandments. But a wise man, that's a good thing. So I'm going to stop sharing these scriptures, and we're going to start this in Job. We're going to start this in Job, the 28th chapter, and we're going to see if we can find out just where wisdom is found. Okay, we're going to be reading Job, the 28th chapter, and we'll start reading at verse 1. And it reads, "Surely there is a vein for the silver and a place for gold where they find it. Iron is taken out of the earth, and brass is molten out of the stone." Verse 12, "But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man knoweth not the price thereof, neither is it found in the land of the living." Ain't that something? All right, verse 20. "Whence then cometh wisdom? And where is the place of understanding? Seeing it is hid from the eyes of all living, and kept close from the fowls of the air. Destruction and death say, We have heard the fame thereof with our ears. But God said, God understandeth the way thereof, and he knoweth the place thereof. For he looketh to the ends of the earth, and seeth under the whole heaven." Verse 27, "Then did he see it, and declared it. He prepared it, yeah, and searched it out." Verse 28, "And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding." To fear the Lord, that is wisdom. What did the Lord tell us over in Ecclesiastes? The whole duty of man is to fear God and keep his commandments. So let's move on. Let's go over to Proverbs. I want to take a look in Proverbs there, and we're going to cover quite a few scriptures in Proverbs because it is a lot of good reading in the book of Proverbs. So we're going to be reading quite a few scriptures out of there, and we're going to start this at Proverbs, the first chapter, and we are going to start reading at verse 5. "A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel." Verse 7, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." But the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge and is the beginning of wisdom. I tell you, the fear of the Lord, he kind of stressed that. He said, fear him, keep his commandments, and live. He had that written as well. Fear God and live. If you live, if you keep those commandments, you live, you have a good long life. Peace, a peaceable life. Okay? But let's move a little further. Proverbs 2. Let's take a look at Proverbs 2, and we're going to pick this up at verse Proverbs 2 and verse 1. Okay, and it reads, my son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding, yeah, if thou cry after knowledge and lifted up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hidden treasure, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. So the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. Okay? Now, let's drop down to verse 9. Let's see, verse 9, and it reads, then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yeah, even good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. If you keep God's commandments, you will keep yourself, okay, from doing any evil. All right. Now, let's move on a little further. Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3, and let's pick that up at verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Lord, stress this thing. It's so important. It is very important to keep God's commandments and his laws. Verse 2, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Long life and a peaceable life. Man, I tell you what, who can ask for more? All right. Now, let's read verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Keep the Lord and his words on your mind day by day. Walk in his word. Walk in his word. You cry out unto him, and he will hear you. A lot of people say, well, I'll be praying and praying and praying. Just don't seem like the Lord hear my prayer. Well, we read this before. Your iniquities have separated you from your God. Okay? He don't hear that. The Lord don't hear the prayers of a sinner. And we can read that. Okay? But length of days, man. Long life. You keep these. Okay, let's move a little further. Proverbs 4. Proverbs 4, and we're going to read one verse. Verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing, the fear of the Lord. Okay? Now, let's move along. Let's move on. A little more in Proverbs. Proverbs, the 6th chapter, Proverbs 6, and I'm going to pick this up at verse 16. And it reads, these 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and mind, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies. You got to stress that lies thing. We got to watch that tongue. We got to try our best to bridle that tongue. It is a powerful member. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Somebody running up and down here and there all the time saying, he said this, she said that, just like a talebearer. Now, verse 20, my son, keep thy father's commandments. Said it again. And forsake not the law of thy mother. Keep God's laws, which is the royal law, the commandments. Verse 21, bind them continually about thy heart and tie them about thy neck. I mean, sometimes we have to read them every day. I stress, get up, man. Get up, read them laws. The commandments. That's in Exodus, the 20th chapter, verse 1 through 17. Read them. If you can't remember them, read them. The Lord said He'd put them in our heart and write them in our mind. But the thing of it is, all this stuff that people go through, man, they get snared up in these the cares and snares of this world, and they forget. So if it takes reading them every day to try and remember to keep them, hey, do it. You know. But yeah, we got to keep them commandments. All right, let's move on now. Let's go ahead. Let's go back here and take a look at the book of Psalms right quick. That'd be Psalms, the 34th chapter. I want to take a quick look at something over there and see what the Lord had written here. Psalms 34. I'm going to start reading at verse 11. And it reads, "Come, ye children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord." Well, I tell you, He stressed that fear. Okay. People say, hey, I don't have to fear the Lord, man. The Lord loved me. I'll tell you something. You don't fear God, you ain't gonna do what He say. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If I fear somebody, man, and they say, "Hey, man, you better go do this," and you know this guy gonna kick your butt or he gonna pull something out on you, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But when the Lord say, "Hey, fear me," and tell you what to do, it would be wise to do it. Okay. Verse 12. "What man is he that desireth long life?" Who don't want long life? "And loveth many days, that he may see good. Keep thy tongue from evil." Keep your tongue from evil. Bridle that tongue. Okay, keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and His ears are open unto their cry. The Lord keep His eyes on the righteous. You doing what He say, you fear Him, He keep His eyes on you, and His ears is open to your cry. You cry out unto Him, you need something, hey, give it to you, as long as you've been walking in His word and doing what He say. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. Do evil? Don't expect nothing from the Lord. Okay? Now, let's move on a little bit further. Let's go over here to the new book. Something I want to take a quick look at. I'm gonna go over to let's see. Let's take a look in Luke. Luke, the 12th chapter. And we're gonna pick this up at verse 51. Okay. And it reads, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth?" And this is the Lord talking right here. This is Him talking. "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." What's He going to bring? Division. Between who? Let's see. "For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." Why is that? Why is that? It's just like, all right, you got this word. You walking in God's word, you keeping His laws, and you come up and you say, "Hey, Mom, we gotta start going to church on Lord's Sabbath day on Saturday. We really shouldn't be going on Sunday because that's not the Lord's Sabbath day." She gonna look at you and say, "Child, get out of my face. We've been going to church on Sunday all our life. What make you think I'm gonna stop now?" "But Mom, girl, if you don't get up my face, I'm gonna smack you." you know, they don't want to hear it. Or the son may say, "Hey, Dad, we can't eat that catfish and that pork anymore. Lord had it written over in His dietary law. He told us not to eat that stuff. He said it's an abomination. And it's unclean to us. Son, we've been raised on that pork all our lives. We've been killing hogs and eating that stuff. And we still living. I ain't dead yet. You better get away from me with that stuff." "But Dad," "Boy, I'm gonna smack you." You don't get away from me. There's that division. There is that division. Lord didn't bring peace. He said he's going to bring a sword. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be right there. The enemy is going to be those of your own household. Okay? But, so, where is wisdom? The fear of the Lord. That is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. But wisdom, man, that is the key principal thing. Okay? So, food for thought. Think on those scriptures and these words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.